All right, how's it going? Need to put my drawing tablet away. Had it out earlier. What's going on, everyone? Day 31. I generally don't really have a plan. I don't really know what to do today. It's a big day, though. It's the last day of the streak. Originally, this was going to keep going. But as we talked about earlier, earlier this week, that is, I have been, going until a month. I feel pretty happy with that, and we have made a lot of content this month. A lot, some would say too much. I would say the rate at which I am making stuff that I want to turn into videos, but I just don't have time to edit because the time that I would typically edit, I'm back to streaming again the next day. That's causing, it's like unlimited content, no content, right? I did upload a video on the second channel today, just a random Balatro run that I had from yesterday that I thought was pretty cool. But I'd love to like turn some more of the stuff that we did this month into videos. I'm working on a Fireboy Water Girl one from that stream. I think that video is going to turn out really nice. So stay tuned for that one. Maybe this month. That might be, or not this month. Maybe this weekend. That might be a little optimistic. But it's getting close. But yeah. So I'm honestly just kind of proud that we got to this point at the very least. A month is the longest I've ever streamed for in like a row, so. But yeah, so the plan, I talked about this earlier, the plan is just I'm going to be streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays unless something comes up and I'm not able to. And then that should give me ample time to like actually focus on editing and doing the content part of being a content creator outside of just streaming. Because streaming is fun, but I've just found that over this month I've had too much stuff that I want to turn into videos and I just don't have time to edit it all up. So I'm going to be working on that this week. Or just I'm not quitting streaming, don't get me wrong. It's just the end of the streak. And we will just be Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time is the plan. And I'll just keep doing that unless something else comes up. And then hopefully I should actually have time to edit up all the videos that we did this month. Also, thank you, Andrew, for 3 months. Twitch Prime. Beautiful. But yeah, so why is my... Hey guys, I switched over to Firefox because I was like, wow, Google Chrome is really resource hungry and it keeps like crashing. Well, not crashing all the way. It just keeps like freezing on a window and I have to like finagle with it until it's done. I mean, I think it's taking up less RAM. I'm not sure. Let me check Task Manager. But yeah, Google Chrome was just eating up a lot of RAM. I mean, Firefox, I have 3 tabs open. My 3 tabs are my Twitch dashboard, my YouTube dashboard, and a YouTube playlist. And my RAM usage is almost 3 gigabytes. What the fuck? Joaquin? With the tier 1? Hype train incoming. What the fuck? Thank you so much for subbing. Appreciate that. Okay, running a train. Listen, we could phrase it better than running a train on Mason. 3 months in advance is wild. Thank you. There is no ads if you are a subscriber for Twitch. But yeah, so you don't have to deal with them anymore. Congratulations. You also get, I don't know what else you get. You get your name on screen for a little bit. That's pretty sick. I could gift a sub. You know what? Okay, I'm not saying you should do this, but I am saying I don't think Monkeyed has ever had a sub, and he is by far the most active, or he has historically been the most active person in my community. And I've always been like, dude, this guy's always having ad breaks. I'm not telling you that you should sub for him. I'm just mentioning it since we're having the conversation. I hate him though. Yeah, we all do. We all hate Monkeyed. Well, what should we do today? It's a special day. It's a special stream. Stream gay pornography. I don't know if that's allowed. I don't think that Monkeyed got rebanned. I have no clue. I never did it manually. I kind of just forgot to do it, and I mean, we could reban him again if we wanted to. We still go send him back to jail. Ban the naughty chatter. I will do it. Yeah, you guys both do have mod. What would be a fun game to play today? Yep, there he goes. He's gone again. Goodbye, Monkeyed. Why'd you ban Shroud? What the fuck? Thanks. You know, I didn't want him in my chat anyway. Ban Shroud, viewers go down by 1. What the fuck? Do I have any funny games? What I was thinking, I was kind of stuck between maybe booting Cult of the Lamb back up, because I feel like that was a game that defined the streak in a lot of ways. I think it's probably the one that I streamed the most. I don't know if there's a way to check it. We can go look at my analytics real quick. I have nothing to hide. They're not impressive. These are my Twitch analytics. This is my for the month of streaming. This is what we're working with. I made a whole $8, guys. Let's fucking go. But yeah, 102 hours streamed this month. Can I check? I wish I could check what games I played the most. Balatro? I could stream some more Balatro. I streamed a bit of Balatro yesterday. That was fun. I even made a video about it too. Bro made more money in the past 10 minutes than he had all month. That is actually, a majority of the revenue did come from Twitch subs, which is interesting. A lot of the other ones, like, let's see. Like 43 cents in ads. Look how sick that is. And they make me keep these on because if I don't... Here. Where's my monetization? Ads? Look, if I try to decrease the amount of ads... Look, they want me to run more. Right now, run 3 minutes of ads per hour to unblock 55% net ad revenue share. And I have pre-roll ads fully disabled for new viewers. You should add your Patreon to your link tree. That's a good one. It's a good idea. But yeah, I've disabled pre-roll ads. This is like the bare minimum that I can do for it to give me this. Also, this used to be 65%, I think. They cut it even more, which is crazy. But yeah, I have to keep like a certain amount of ads per I believe if I make it even lower. Yeah, look at this. If I have it at 3 minutes, I can keep my pre-rolls for incoming viewers fully disabled. If I try to lower it any lower, it cuts my ads, like my net ad revenue share. This is also just for all revenue. Like even my subs get hit with this to 30%. You can't even turn them off all the way, which is crazy. I think even if you try to run 22 minutes of ads, it doesn't go any higher than this. Isn't that crazy? It's daylight robbery over here. Anywho, so that's a little peek behind the curtain. We can go boot up Balatro though. That could be fun. Let me change my category. Anything particularly want to do in Balatro? Do we just want to let me just keep grinding out gold stake? Is that interesting? Just Balatro on that thing? I got you. I'll Balatro on that thing all day. All right. Balatro. So last time, finally got my win. Green stake on here. Nebula deck. Start the run with the telescope voucher. And -1 consumable slot. I forget where my camera is supposed to be. I think it's like up here. Yeah. All right. Let's just get right into it. So I'm gonna discard these. I'm going for a high spades flush. Ace high is just enough to get me over. The more hands I save, the more money I get. So in these early blinds, pretty much any scoring joker will get you over the limit. Now on this deck specifically, we start out with this telescope voucher, and the upgraded version of this gives you times mult for any like planet cards you happen to have up here. That's really powerful if you have a certain joker, but I'm gonna go for ice cream. 100 chips should just help us clear the blinds really easily. We actually have a straight here. Ice cream will make this really easy. I will want one more scoring joker, which could be this. Let's go with that. Gonna end up passing on the restock voucher. So we're looking to play 2s, 3s, 5s. So let me look for a 4. Like that. And this will trigger Fibonacci a bunch. 3,000 points already. Very nice. So Crystal Ball's really good on this deck. I don't really need any more scoring right now. I'm just going to go next. I'm going to discard this. Looking for those ace high straights. Maybe a 6. Not a 7. There we go. This just gets the most value off of my fib. Ice cream slowly dwindles in value, which is not great. This will get me up to $20. I will buy... Well, if I get a hermit in here, maybe. Strength card. What do I want to be playing into? Aces, maybe? 8s? I could see an 8 build being interesting. 5s. Let me go with 5s, actually. It's going to fuck up my straight plan. But here's what I'm thinking. There is a joker called Hack. And what Hack does is it re-triggers certain cards. So they just score more. And one of those cards is 2, 3, and 5s. All get that buff. They all get re-triggered by the hack. And those get those re-triggers will trigger my Fibonacci again. Usually then we'll get 8. And we can just build something around that. I think that could be fun. Deja Vu. I can Deja Vu an ace of spades. I can get a blue seal, upgrade a certain hand type. I think I'm gonna... Blue seals are really powerful. It's just great planet card generation. That being said, we do have the telescope. So depending on what hand we decide to go for, it's not difficult to get those planet cards. And we could get more re-triggers with this Deja Vu. The earlier we get the Deja Vu, the more we can duplicate it. So maybe this is a Deja Vu angle. Let's keep going. Maybe I keep this. Okay. I believe if I play this, it should be like an easy win. This is like the best possible hand I could play with Fibonacci. Watching you play Balatro just reminds me of how ass I am. Well, the way you just... low Kirk you win lane. The way you get better is just by watching people play. That's how I got better. I got my ace of spades. I could play this straight, or this flush, I mean, just for the hell of it. If we get one trigger off Fibonacci. It's not enough. Let me discard. Try to hit more 5s. There we go. There's 4 of a kind. I could play this. I could get greedy. I could fish. Let's do that. And play 4 of a kind. But look at like the value you get off of this. It gets re-triggered multiple times. Imagine having multiple of those. Deck fixing is very important. I can hermit. I could get some strength cards. Not many great targets. I think I'd rather just have... Well, you know, it doesn't really matter, actually, now that I think about it. It doesn't matter that much, because I can pick 2. And I think I'm going to go for the world here. Make these into spades. Now I have 3 of these 5s. I could roll... I could grab a little Jimbo. My scoring's kind of settled for now. I don't have to worry about it too much. Let me discard a little bit. Maybe hit a 3? Maybe get 1 more 5? I mean, that works too. Aces are probably... I mean, if you're playing into Fibonacci specifically, 5s are probably what you want to be looking for the most. That's really good. Let me discard this. This is a straight flush. This will give me slightly more chips if I retrigger this one. Also, my ice cream has decayed to the point where it is half as good as it was when I first got it. I do not have full Joker slots yet, so there's no real point in me getting rid of it yet. Okay, couple things to consider. I could get some more malt. It's inconsistent, but it could work. Egg. Egg might seem a little stupid, but I think egg is actually a good call here. I don't need all that much scoring. I think I'm doing fine, considering where I'm at. I definitely want this voucher. Let's play this. Okay, yeah, that's like a cool 5,000. Okay, let me fish for 4s. What other 4s do I have in the deck? I have 1 more 4 in the deck. Maybe hit it? I do not. Let's just strength these up so I can get another 5. Ship this. This egg here will gain sell value. The reason why this is really good is because of a card called Temperance. Ooh, hello. Card called Temperance, which will see this, and it will give everything sell value. You know what, egg? You've just gotten outclassed, because this kind of does your job, but a little better. I'll try to get this at the end of next blind. While it doesn't really look like it, we have way more scoring than we did last time. Let me just fish for my 5s. Not hitting them. This is Balatro, not Go Fish. You might be right about that one. Okay. You can just play 2-pair here. Okay. I am going to be looking to get rid of this ice cream in this shop. take a look inside this buffoon pack. These are not great. I will sell you to grab you. I'd like to grab this, but I kind of need to roll here. Ancient Joker. Maybe. I might need this. I might need a hero. Let's take it. All right. Looking for 5s. Actually, I'm looking for a 6. Beautiful. Let's ship it. Okay. All right. I'm chilling. Extra discard. Could be good. We do only have $11 though. What is this on hearts? Let's look for some more 5s. This will do, that'll do, donkey. Okay. Maybe fish a little bit for another 8. Let's try this. We just need 8,000. I'm gonna play this. Okay. Good luck, have fun. Okay. Really need something here. Four of a kind to level up. Maybe there's something in this Arcana pack. Looking for diamonds. This is terrible. This is a really not great pack of cards. Guess I'll make these bonus cards. Okay. I can sell things if I wanted to. Like this misprint, which is doing a bit for me. I could sell it to get enough to buy something, maybe. If I really needed to. Well, let's see what we can do. Maybe dig for a flush. This could kind of go crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Oh yeah, okay, that's definitely the play. Let's crack open this Mega Arcana pack. Maybe get Temperance? No. Strength is terrible here. I'm gonna crack open the Emperor. Maybe I get a Temperance from here. The Sun and Justice. Well, I'd like to break these 6s. Maybe. Maybe I actually want to break these aces. Maybe I just sell this Sun. I can make a gold card for a little econ, maybe. Let's do that. So we're looking at clubs. I happen to get one. All right, good luck. Not bad. We should be fine. Maybe break this ace for me. No? Okay. Get a level on the flush. Could be useful. Pivot into aces. No thanks. More strength. Hanged man. Let's hang him. Playing hearts. Let me try to greed out this queen as much as possible. Never mind. Okay. This is not going to be very great, but 40,000, not bad. Temperance value is going to go crazy if I hit one, please. Okay. I'm gonna turn this king into a 5. Looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 of those in the deck. Are we on diamonds? Some more diamonds, please. Thank you. What's your best piece of Balatro advice? That's a good question. I would say just try to think through what, like... Okay, I have a couple pieces of advice. I would say my main one would probably just be, when possible, try to just think as far ahead as you can with like what you're doing. Try to like find archetypes early if you can. They might not always work out, but it's great to like just keep an eye on those and make your choices. Don't just like grab something because it might be good, unless it's like really early on. Make sure you like keep your scoring in mind. Oh my god. Okay, who's going? You. Give me that. That's my favorite Joker in the game. I could... imagine it hits 5. It is -1 hand size though. That's not great. Fuck it, we ball. We got hearts now. My main piece of advice would be when you're in the shop, make sure you re-roll, but don't re-roll. Like, try to keep your re-rolls pretty modest. You don't want to spend like $10 on a re-roll, if you catch my drift. but something like a maybe you can like, I typically do rerolls even when I have like hundreds of dollars. I'll do rerolls until I have like, it costs like $8 per reroll, right? And that'll make sure that I am not overspending on rerolls because it just has diminishing returns. It's really great to get them out of the way when they're super cheap. So look how much this Blue Joker's been doing for us. But like you see like a $5 reroll right here. That's like perfect. But like when it gets up to like $10, spending $10 just to look at like a couple cards, that's not super worth it. So like even when you have a lot of money, just make sure you're using your rerolls, like use them thoughtfully. Also, one other thing I would suggest, when you are, what was I gonna say? I had like something on my mind. Sorry, I got like distracted by, oh, I remember. Make sure you're treating your econ properly. Like always have an econ joker on you. Unless it's like really late into the game and you just can't afford to have one. You want to make sure you take your econ seriously because that's what will get you better hands. Oh my god. I did not hit a single ever. Should you have interest is very important in my experience? Yes. When possible, which this run is not a great example of it, but when possible, do try to keep at over $25 in interest. This run might be dead right here. Ugh. Good luck. Have fun. It would have been nice to get these to wild cards, but I don't think I ever got a Lovers. Let's go next. But it is very... Econ is very important. That last run, ironically, I did not treat my econ properly. And that, I do believe, was my downfall. Here's a flush. It should be big enough to get us over to the hump. All right. I always like cracking the Buffoon pack. Unless something up here is like really great. Okay, we're looking for 10s and 4s, which I see 10s. £1,000 already. Walkie-talkie putting in the work. I would also recommend when you're building around something, like it's tempting for me right now to want to build specifically around 10s, right? Because with walkie-talkie, they give me chips, they give me molt. I could get re-triggers on this, it could be fairly powerful. The 10s don't have a ton of synergies. There's not a lot of like actual late game things that would scale with 10s specifically. Now that being said, maybe you can make an argument for 4s instead. Because I was saying before, hack. Hack re-triggers 5, 4, 3s, and 2s. Some consideration for that. But also, like, kings are typically one of the most powerful cards that you can build around because Baron is a card that for each king you hold in your hand, it gives you times 1.5 money, or times 1.5 score. And with a lot of re-triggers, that can go exponential. I literally just posted a run where that happened. So that's an interesting combo piece. 2s can also be interesting. Twos have Wee Joker. And Wee Joker is just a very powerful chip engine. Chip engines are honestly not that common in Balatro, so... But yeah, I think my biggest piece of advice in retrospect, after talking about it a bit more, it would probably just be to take your econ seriously. Also, I did not mention this, but take your deck building seriously too. You want to make sure you draw your stuff really consistently. Okay, on to what is happening right now. Speculatively, I'm gonna make another 2. Because what if I roll into a Wii? I've actually been hitting my 10s pretty consistently. Just coincidentally. There's another full house. I guess I'm playing a lot of full houses. You want to get to the point where you're playing like 5 of a kinds, flush 5s, stuff like that. If possible, of course. If I could get the sun with all of these 2s, I could have a flush 5 online already. Let's take a reroll for $5. Take a strength, maybe. Pairs are pretty busted, TBH. Alright. I'm looking for... This is going to sound weird. I'm looking for aces. And get an ace, please. Just one ace for me. Yes, please. Alright, more 2s. Okay. 5 of a kind has been unlocked. Invisible Joker. Okay. Invisible Joker and Dusk in the same hand. Something's cooking. Get the most random Wii Joker out of this judgment? No, thanks. Do I sell popcorn now? Let's do it. Hanged Man, let's take care of these. We've got 7 2s in the deck now. I'm sure we can hit them. Okay, there we go. Okay. Whoops. I probably should not have sold my popcorn. Consideration for skipping here. Get free Joker. Get some Molt cards. Let's get the Joker first. Dagger. Okay. So it's going to be one of those runs, huh? Spin the wheel. Polychrome Dagger? What the fuck is this? Give me an egg. Get this man a true. The tribe. Egg me? Ooh. 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 One of these is much better than the other, but one of them is more immediate value. Do not get eaten, please. Joker, maybe? We can make a couple malt cards. Why not? Get me my aces, please. Should have played this. I mean, there is a chance that this just kind of wins. Yeah. That's also immediate value. Do not eat my Cloud9, though. I see a winning hand just right here. Okay. In the ideal situation, I can hit a couple. Steal. But steal on what? Maybe steal 10? Steal 2. Steal 5. You know what? Steal 5 is like a... It's like a good middle ground. No sacrifices to the dagger yet. It would be really nice to buff that up a little. Right, and Mime's finally gonna get some value here. Check this out. There we go. Another Baron Mime build is in my future. I can feel it in my bones. Down to $1. More mult cards won't hurt. All heart cards are debuffed. That kind of sucks. I would like to draw my mult cards, please. Can I get a queen? My queen? There we go. You should be okay. Riffraff me. That's huge. I guess gold 2. Sure. All right, the first sacrifice to the dagger. Berries. My gold card. Maybe get my I was thinking maybe I could get my steel card too. But we get $6 off of that gold card, which is insane. Maybe I start thinking about upgrading a hand. The most played one is a Full House, apparently. That makes sense. Okay, got my gold card again. Beautiful, wonderful, excellent. And I got my steel card too. Any queeners in chat? Where my queens at? Okay. This Cloud9 has been paying off immensely. $12 malt on this. We are definitely chilling. Much like a Villing in this way. Keep like making the most random gold cards. But gold 3. Why not? Got a gold card. I'm not sure if this wins. I do have much more malt than usual now. Did not, but it got closer than I was expecting. I'll give it that. I'm not even fishing for here. Is it really a pair? Is that my Grandmaster plan? I guess so. I mean, it's gonna get me out. And I'm gonna get so much money. No. 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 Queen, please. I have every 8 in the deck in my hand right now. Also, my dagger is kind of homeless. There we go. This should be a fat hand. All right, and we get pushed past the interest threshold. Very cool. Credit cards back. Me for 20 bucks. Stop showing up. One more. $12,000 could be tricky. This will probably win. Huge news? What's the huge news? Skull and Bones is on sale for $6. What is Skull and Bones? Am I out the loop? Is this game hype? Dude, this is gonna cost me so much money. that's the one with the pirate ship. Oh, okay. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Dude, wait, that's crazy. For $6? You're telling me you can get the world's first quadruple A game for $6? There's my hack. But what do I feed it? What do I feed it? I'm not gonna live long enough to feed my dagger. And I really want this hack. It'll come back around. Where are my queens at? Gang, I think this run's dead. Unless this is somehow like the craziest shit you've ever seen. Yeah. That new Pokemon game, I'm so glad that it looks like a real video game for once. You know? Can we talk about it? You know what? I'm just gonna boot up the trailer. I want to go... Let's do a little examination. Let's do a little analysis. Okay. Pokemon Winds and Waves. Here we go. First look. Wait, I'm on. Here, wait, let me switch my account. Okay. Let's do a little analysis of the Winds and Waves. So, there were leaks that this was the name of the next Pokemon game. Also, I really dig these logos. Just off topic. But we were told that these were the names, which was correct. I don't know if the rest of the leak was correct though. I think it was talking about something like procedurally generated, which this does not look procedurally generated, but you know, I guess we'll see. Okay. We had this dumbass... I don't want to watch this intro thing. I mean, it was cool. Pikachu had fur. You know, whatever. Who gives a shit? Let's get to the actual game. Okay. First of all, these clouds, I really like how they look. But it looks way better. I mean, you can tell it's still a game. Like, I mean, these ground textures are still fairly rough. But, like, I think the lighting is a massive improvement. Just massive structures like this is also really cool. New player characters. Let's see here. It looks like we're back to the... This is another open world game, so we get the outdoor shop in Pokemon Center again. Oh my god, this water. This water, I want to drink it so bad. But yeah, the lighting is the biggest thing. Also, Pikachu has a new pose. This is the roughest part of the trailer, I think. Look at this, like, throwing animation. I get that it is a work in progress, but damn, it is very jarring to see this in contrast with this, you know? A little skeptical. Maybe it'll get cleaned up, but... very interesting. Also, new starters. Let's talk about these designs. This lizard has grown on me a little more. I'm still not a really big fan of red Angry Birds over here. I love this dog. This dog is so cute. Brout. Look at Puppy! Bonbon. But yeah, I've never been one to choose water starters. This one's not terrible though. I kind of like him. Can't get over the clouds, dude. Clouds look really pretty. Are there going to be underwater segments, do we think? Are we going to be able to swim under the water to go catch stuff? I mean, they probably would have showed us that if that's true. But it wouldn't make sense for there to be so much focus on, like, an underwater segment. If they weren't going to do anything with it, you know? And then 2027, the one time that I think, like, this is cool. What do the comments think about this? The first thing they show off is a moving windmill. Facts. But yeah, I don't know. This looks cool. Definitely looks more like a video game. Play more Balatro. I think I closed Balatro. I'm kind of tempted to play something else. I don't know. I'm not really in a gaming mood today. Can I be honest with you? Do not join Gremlins. Was not planning on it. Eugenics? No. I'm not joining. Especially not when you're saying femboy pillars. Okay? No shot in hell. What? I'm just kind of scrolling through my Steam library. What even is there to do when you're streaming if it's not playing video games? I can boot up Cruelty Squad. No thanks. Anything from my backlog installed? Hypnospace Outlaw, I guess. I'm throwing my music back on. I'm in a weird mood where I'm not like feeling super productive. I'm in like an editing mood. Like I want to edit a video right now. You know what? I want to talk about some ideas I had just because we're here. Let me switch my category back to just chatting real quick. I had, so as you know, I am planning on making a video on Cult of the Lamb. We've been replaying through it. I do need to finish it. I really do not want to play Cult of the Lamb right now. I'm gonna be so dead ass with you. Ever since I had like the original idea to make a Cult of the Lamb video, I've really gravitated towards this idea where I really wanted to film the beginning of it in a church. Like, I'm thinking like, what's like the thing you stand at to like preach? A pulpit. Is it a pulpit? Or is it just a podium? What is a pulpit? Yeah, I think pulpit's what I'm thinking of. You know, like one of these? Like, it would be so hype to start like a video where I'm talking about this game that's just full of satanic imagery with standing at one of these. Wouldn't that be kind of hype? I also have in the back of my mind, I'm chewing on the idea of potentially making... Also, here's some of the camera gear I was looking at getting. I still need to build out a full kit for this. It's going to be a whole thing. I was considering making a video on... what's its face? The Binding of Isaac, but specifically talking about televangelism. Because I think that's such an... Televangelism is just such a fascinating aspect of culture, in a way. Culture for a lot of people. And I think just like the impacts that televangelism has had on people is just kind of insane. And the fact that some of these people, like the whole televangelist private jet phenomenon, where these people just make so much money, they're like buying stuff. Also, I just think like mega churches as well is just a very interesting phenomenon. Like these are all I want to talk about because Isaac has my favorite boss in the Binding of Isaac is Dogma. Isaac. This guy's so sick, dude. He's just this little, like, TV static guy who comes out of the TV, and the music is sampling, like, televangelist speech, like, preachers just, like, kind of, like, screaming at people. Such a sick fight. And, but, you know, like, a part of, like, the lore of Isaac is just that his mom was just being radicalized by, also, I really want this mod. His mom is being radicalized by televangelists and, like, ends up attacking him. And obviously, that's just fiction, but there are similar stories of televangelists, like, having such a impact on people that they end up, like, giving them all their money and going into, like, severe debt and stuff. It's just like, I just think it's an interesting topic, and I think Isaac is a cool lens to kind of examine it through. I'm not hopping on femboy pillars. I also need to finish my Mugenics video. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be working on editing more next week, so I'll actually have time to do that. That'll be so fun. Talking about Dogma makes me want to play Isaac now. But I also don't want to play Isaac at all. I don't want to play anything right now. I'm just not in gaming mood. Bum, 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 bum. Let me look up 100 things to do when bored. Beat boredom with these ideas. Creative projects. Start a scrapbook. Try painting or drawing. Make DIY gifts. Write a short story. Create a vision board. Make greeting cards. Build a model kit. Learn origami. Design a room layout. Start a blog or vlog. Intellectual pursuits. Solve puzzles. What puzzles can I solve? Are there any like awesome puzzles out there? Wait, I know an awesome puzzle. Okay. Let's go with my tried and true first guess. Maybe nasty would do better. What do we have? O? O's in the right spot. It's got R, S, E. Morse. Like Morse code. Close. You see, I'd try force, but it would be spelled wrong. Dorse? Course is 6 letters, so that probably isn't it. Worse. Anyone got any guesses? I know what to do. I don't. I'm confused. I think I'm out of words. I think I've extinguished all the options. Horse? I mean, yeah, that fits. Oh my god. It actually was horse? Wait, I love horses. Wow. You know, people told me horse would never be the horsal word. You know? Guess that's wrong. I guess they were wrong about that one. What else can I do? Join a debate club. Anyone got some awesome straw man arguments that I can argue with? We can start a book club. Attend a lecture or webinar. No thanks. Social activities. Organize a book swap. I can read inspirational quotes. Where's Inspirobot? All right, Inspirobot. Whip me up something incredible. Live to touch. Beautiful. You know, why would we live if not to touch? What is there to do? My head hurts. What do I do, streamer? Let's see. Getting an answer for you right now. Want to be an expert in audiences. Don't refuse to obey your ambitions. Well, I don't think that's very helpful. Maybe like drink some water. I know, it makes no sense. Maybe let's try again. Maybe that was a fluke. Maybe we can get some more. Aries, March 21st through April 19th. Fun. Loved by everybody. Has no soul. Anyone born between March 21st and April 19th? Is that you? No, isn't your birthday like the 21st? Yeah, I think you miss. I think this missed you. Barely. 22nd. Okay, I was close enough. What the fuck is this? Why is this image in the pool? Yes, sir. Why is this in the pool? Scroll down to become my friend? No thanks. Every human can be a silver dollar of love. You know what? One more for the road. Brainwashing is the favorite entertainment of the intellectuals. Oh, much to think about. Is this AI? This was way before generative AI. I think it's just making up some bullshit. It just kind of like jumbles together words, which is why some of them make absolutely no sense. Unless they've updated it, but it seems the exact same as it was before. So build a birdhouse, decorate picture frames, create wall art, try a new recipe. Explore AI companion apps. Excuse me, what is this website? Try interactive AI chat and create digital companionship with this guide to the best AI girlfriend. You know, that would be funny if it did not like it was not like terrible for the environment. I would totally interact with fucking AI girlfriend. Random website? Oh yeah, the useless web. I think I literally think I made a video on this back in the day. Let's click it. Let's get one. How do I turn off dark mode? Okay, well, whatever. Okay. No. Huh? Okay. Dude, I'm so excited for Tomodachi Life. I feel like I bring it up every other stream, but like, it's so true. I've been waiting for a new Tomodachi Life game for so long. Boom. Easy peasy. When does it come out again? April, I think. Right? Yeah, April 16th. So, like, a little over a month and a half away. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 weeks. So, yeah, almost 2 months away. I'm so excited, though. Did they release that one, the Mario Wonder Switch 2 thing yet? It's fucking crazy that they're trying to charge $20 for that. The only reason I think I would want to play it is genuinely just because I want to be able to play Mario Wonder in handheld mode at 1080p. Yeah, but Nintendo really doesn't have any games in the chamber. Like, what do they have? Like, Tomodachi Life. Pokopia, I guess, comes out next week. That game kind of looks fun. I don't know if I'm going to spend $70 on it, but it does look fun. I don't know if it's actually $70. I would assume so. It might be 60. Who knows? 70 and a key card. It does look really fun, yeah. Maybe if I'm more financially stable. I'll also wait to see reviews. People say it's like really sick. Maybe. But yeah, so I mean, outside of those two things, I don't even know what is in the chamber for Nintendo. Nintendo games coming out this year. Also, did XD Gale of Darkness release on the GameCube thing yet? Let me check. I've got my Switch right here. Oh yeah, guys, I'm a beta cuck. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. It was an impulse decision. GBA and a flash cart? I know. Although it does have connection to Pokemon Home, so... Yeah, it doesn't look like they have XD Gale Darkness. That's what I really want to play. Why don't they put that on game? It's a fucking ROM. Put it on there now. Won't say anything else. $20 treat? I know. It was... I think the thing that pushed me over... $20 sounds like a lot because the like Game Boy games and the Game Boy Color games on the 3DS were like $10. But considering our financial climate right now, $20 isn't terrible. And I'm gonna sound like such a fucking corporate cuck here. Listen, okay? If they're gonna give me a way to legally play the game on modern hardware, then I would ideally like to support that, because then maybe we can just get access to more of the games on modern hardware type shit. I believe it has local co-op. I think it has Link Trade. I don't know if it has online. Let me look. Pokemon Fire Red, and Pokemon Leaf Green. Let's see. Well, I know it has... Okay. So it's local. It looks like it's got... It's got wireless club to trade, but it's only local wireless. And then it's Pokemon Home support is coming soon. Guys, my Firefox is crashing again. I can't even complete the game. Okay, but since it does have Pokemon Home support, we can also just trade over that. But yeah, I was not impressed with the DLC for ZA, even though I really liked the base game. I had a really good time with ZA. The DLC just, it kind of crushed my soul. I don't know what it was about it. I think it's the fact that the thing that I really liked about ZA was like the story and like that it was actually saying something. I thought that was interesting. But, and then you get to the DLC and it has nothing to say. Instead, you just have like characters that I don't care about. I mean, some of the characters that are returning are kind of interesting, but they're not doing anything, right? That's my problem. Dude, Firefox, can you stop dying for 1 second? What do I pay you for? But yeah, you cannot transfer to Fire Red, Leaf Green. You can only trade out. I want to say you actually can. Well, you can transfer. You can trade between Emerald, I believe. Like, you can trade between the Gen 3 games because it's technically a Gen 3 game. It runs in the same engine. It has like most of the same features. Well, there's no Emerald on Switch. Hopefully that means not yet. Because if they just put this one on, they did when they gave us red and blue and yellow on Virtual Console on the 3DS. Then they did give us Gen 2 as well later on. So maybe, I mean, it'll probably end up taking them like a year at the very minimum, but maybe we can get in some type of Hoenn celebration. We'll get all the Gen 3 games on Switch. Although, if they release Ruby and Sapphire only at first, I'm not buying either of those. I'm just going to buy Emerald. There's no point in buying... Or even in... Since Emerald exists, there's no point in even playing Ruby or Sapphire, in my opinion. But yeah, you can't transfer Pokemon from the Game Boy or Game Boy Color games up to the GBA because there's just no way to connect them. But yeah, I think from that point onwards, you've got I think there's technically ways to get around that. I want to say, I'm not entirely sure how you do that, but I've seen people do the full chain. I mean, it's not official, but there's ways to do it. But yeah, there's no like actual way to trade up your collection. Use a ROMhack for Emerald. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, since it has home connectivity, that does mean actually, listen, if it has home connectivity, you can transfer Pokemon from the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games on the 3DS to bank, and bank transfers to home. So using modern technology, you actually can do that trade up. Not on original hardware, but in an official manner. Granted, you can't buy the Game Boy games on 3DS anymore because they took down the shop, but couldn't you do from GBA to DS to 3DS to Switch? Yes, you can do that too. But I'm also saying just like that's like the line. They made sure that it was reverse, like it was backwards compatible from the Gen 3 games onward, but you could not do the Gen 3 games at first. But you know, in a interesting roundabout way, we finally got like an official connection between the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games and the GBA games through Pokemon Home, which is super cool. It's actually very interesting. Granted, you just need to, I mean, let's be honest, in the modern day, it is not difficult to get the Game Boy games on your 3DS for free. Never get my $60 back from buying Pokemon Sword. I still do want to revisit those games at some point. I'm Pokemon'd out, though, for the time being. I put way too much into that ZA video. I got all my Pokemon creative energy out of the way. But yeah, I do want to revisit Sword and Shield at some point because I do think that is interesting. It's an interesting conversation. But there's also just way better games. And it definitely depends on your preference of what, like, Pokemon style of game you like better. Because if you really like the, like, open world stuff, I'd say Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are really fun. If you really like the linear stuff, I'd say, I don't know even what the peak of that would be. I mean, I personally really like the Sun and Moon games, but I know those aren't everyone's cup of tea because of the amount of dialogue. A lot of people would probably say the peak of the linear games was Platinum. A lot of people would say that the peak visually was Black and White. I personally would probably say the peak visually was Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. But this is all according to opinion. There's just so many Pokemon games that you can kind of just do whatever you want. You don't even have to, if your favorite Pokemon game doesn't even have to be a Pokemon game, like in the traditional sense. Like my friend, one of my old friends, Landon, his favorite Pokemon game is PokePark for the Wii, which is not a Pokemon game in the slightest, but it is a Pokemon game. You know, there's even an argument to be made that if you just really like shiny hunting, that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee could be your favorite Pokemon games, right? Like, there's so much. There's so many options in this franchise. And that is the cool part. I'm really looking forward to Winds and Waves, though, because my open world Pokemon itch, it hasn't quite come back, but I remember how much fun I had with my first playthrough of Scarlet and Violet, which, even though it had terrible performance, absolutely dog water, and it did not look very pretty. Just the novelty of being able to play a Pokemon game where I could go walk around and like explore, and like I'd go find like a town out, like I'd go walk around like this like a mountain range, and at the top there's like this like cozy little town where there's like a gym where I go fight in a rap battle against the gym leader who uses like a gravestone dog. And like my squad is just like full of like people that like just interesting little critters I found while I was wandering around the world. Like that was really cool. And you can kind of say like, do you think, okay. I mean, you could kind of say a lot of other Pokemon games have that. And I mean, to an extent, but it just doesn't really hit the same as being able to like see the Pokemon in real life. They're not in real life, but like in the overworld and being like, what is that? And then finding something brand new that's like either like hiding up in a tree or something. That's so sick. Instead of like running around the grass and like having an encounter. Even though I do like that style of Pokemon too. As I said, there's just a lot of different options. Do you think Wind and Wave will have a rap battle as well? Probably not. You know, there's a non-zero chance though. There's always a chance that Pokemon Winds and Waves will have like the craziest rap battle of all time. And I'll have to eat my words. But yeah, I think Winds and Waves, I think the graphical fidelity is definitely going to be a lot higher. I'm a little scared about the frame rate, if I'm going to be so honest with you. I feel like it could get a little choppy. It's definitely not going to be buttery smooth like ZA was, or like Scarlet and Violet are on the Switch too. If it's 30 we riot, dude, it would kind of suck if it was 30. I have a feeling it's going to probably shoot for 60. I don't know if it's going to hit that, especially in like really packed areas. I think we're probably going to be seeing some heavy frame dips. But yeah, I think I mean, it's going to look really pretty in a lot of scenarios, I would assume, just because of the lighting. Like, you can take a game that looks like fine and you like throw just some better shaders on it and it transforms it so much. Motion sickness be gone. Dude, motion sickness, I did get motion sick a couple times while I was playing Scarlet and Violet for the first time, just because of how choppy those games were, which did suck. And I remember when I was playing that, I was like, it would be so nice to just play this on hardware where it could run at 60 frames per second. That's all I want. And then somehow we got that. Somehow my like prayers to the heavens were actually answered, and I got to play that game, like finish out that game and the DLC, and like one of the hardest shiny hunts in the game at 60 frames per second. That was beautiful. Arceus also, that's also my problem, because now that I've experienced Pokemon in not choppy 30, Legends Arceus is super hard to go back to. Fortunately, Sword and Shield run at 60 in some circumstances. It's a fairly smooth 30 when it is 30. But, I mean, Sword and Shield also just fucking sucks. At least the base game does. The best part of Sword and Shield is the DLC, easily. But that's not really an excuse, you know? Like, yeah, this base game sucks. But actually, if you pay $30, you can get, like, a way better version of what this game could have been. Sword and Shield is just a fucking embarrassment, man. They didn't even finish the 8th gym. It's this massive castle, and you go in, it's just a big room with 3 guys in it. One of the biggest story element, like plot points in the game, is literally just the champion guy, like it's just a bunch of people in a tunnel saying, "Oh my god, there's a Dynamax Pokemon that's in the wild and it's crazy and it's ravaging stuff." And then you walk outside and then you see like a newspaper clipping that's like, "Oh my god, Champion Leon, he saved the day." You don't even get to see that once. Like what the hell is going on in that game, man? The DLC we did get to see some wild Dynamax Pokemon of some sort. We got to see like ones that were just in the tree. There's just like a big Greedent, I'm pretty sure. But and I'll always like when Pokemon games give you a bunch of new ways to shiny hunt. So having like Dynamax raid dens was really cool. And it is still one of the best ways to shiny hunt a lot of the legendaries that are in that pool. I think it's like the only way you can get some of those Pokemon shiny legitimately. Like I think Zygarde is not obtainable normally. I think Solgaleo, Lunala, Necrozma, those are all shiny locked. All of the totems, or not totem Pokemon, what are they called? They're like Island Guardians. Those are all shiny locked in Sun and Moon. With shiny locks just need to be, we need to abolish them. I don't know if we'll ever get that at some point in the future. I just hope we can get, this is my last request, okay? This is my last request to Pokemon. If we could get this, I think I would be happy. I just want a Pokemon game with the Sonic Mania treatment because there's so many really talented fan game developers out there. If we just hire a team of them, like the Sonic Mania team did, and just like give them a budget, let them go crazy, and just make like a crazy awesome Pokemon game that's like faithful. I don't know what style you'd want it to be in. They'd probably end up going for like Gen 5 or something. But just give them the keys and let them just have their fun for a little bit. Can you imagine, dude? Wouldn't that go crazy? Because like if you ever play like a game like Pokemon Unbound, which is just like a ROM hack, it's like, holy moly. It's literally just using Pokemon, I believe, Pokemon Fire Red as a base, and it just makes a completely new Pokemon game, but using all the same Pokemon that exists. It doesn't have any Fakemons in it. It just has like an interesting story. It's just a super fun Pokemon game. Imagine you could just have one of those, but like officially made and on like hardware, and you could go play it on your Switch too, or I don't know, whatever. Like I'm just saying, right? It worked really well for Sonic. Sonic Mania, people love that game. Now, having fan developers bringing them in to the franchise doesn't always work out. I'm looking at you, Fazbear Fanburst Initiative, where like literally the first guy to like release a game got like outed as a pedophile the next week. Got like one of like the main developers for one of the more anticipated games in the Fanverse Initiative got harassed to the point where he just had to drop the project because he said that he did not like Five Nights at Freddy's security breach. We have some other projects that have been in the works for like 5 years, and I have no idea when those are going to be done. But I haven't heard like anything. I mean, we got a cool demo for the Joy of Creation, although I've heard that the guy who makes the Joy of Creation is not like the greatest person in the world. But I mean, that demo was really fun. Also, when I'm talking about like my, look at like my Firefox. Like I can't click on anything. I have to go grab this and like shake it a little bit to like wake it up. Why does it do that? That's so annoying. Yeah. I wonder, like, there's so many good, okay. There's like 2 good Pokemon roguelikes out there. And then there's PokeRogue, which we do not fuck with over on the Papayasor YouTube channel. But Pokemon Emerald Rogue, and I believe it's like, it's something like Pokemon like something Pit or whatever. Those are like 2 like crazy Pokemon roguelikes. Like it just shows like Pokemon and roguelikes just, they go together so well. I wonder what they would do with like maybe that's even like the thing where like the side team gets like to take a crack at it. Because even like back in the day, we got a bunch of Pokemon games of like different genres. I mean, we just got a cozy game with that with Pokopia. Like, I do wonder if we'll ever get like, if they'll branch out into like something more roguelike. Because we have like a MOBA. We have a sleep tracker game. We have like a, what else? We have like puzzle games. We had like strategy games on like, I believe like Pokemon Conquest was like a strategy game on the DS. We had like the mainline series of games, which is like an RPG, but we also had a different type of RPG in Mystery Dungeon. Like, I wonder if we're ever going to branch out into, yeah, Pokemon Pinball, there we go. I wonder if we're ever going to branch out into roguelikes. That'd be cool. That's my favorite. I think I've come to terms with the fact that roguelike is my favorite genre of video game. Although Metroidvanias are up there, because Metroidvanias are really awesome. But I just love that roguelikes, I can just like pop it on, I can do a run. You can either play it for as long or as little as you want. Pokemon Metroidvania would go crazy. What would that even look like? That'd be kind of sick. I would not put it past them either. Do we have a Pokemon hack and slash? Yeah, we had Pokemon fighting game. We had Pokemon typing. We had Pokemon drawing simulator. What other genres has Pokemon branched out into? Let's take a look at like the list of the spinoff. That Pokemon Emerald Rogue ROM hack was so goated, dude. It's so sick. Let's see. Let's go look at. Oh yeah, we had a Hey You Pikachu, which is a virtual pet. Pokemon Channel is also a virtual pet. We had a racing game. Pokemon Dash. Obviously, we have the trading card game. Everything that comes with that. I mean, technically it's in Smash, but I would not really count that. Yeah, we had On Rails, an N64 first-person rail shooter. We got 2 of those. Yeah, Pokemon Picross, Pinball, just puzzle games, Toze, which is also puzzle games. And the Mystery Dungeon was the other flavor of like RPG. This is another flavor of RPG that's completely different. Now, what is any of these? What the hell? Are these like arcade games? I have no idea what this is. Well, I guess we have like arcade games. Rumble? These were not, I don't know if I'd even consider it a beat 'em up. Do they have an article talking about it? About what genre this is? I mean, I could see him being described as like almost like a hack and slash, like a beat 'em up. Pokepark, technically action adventure. Yeah, we did mystery games, Detective Pikachu. There's a download play demo for Pokepark Fishing. Yeah, there's Pokemon Typing. Yeah, tactical RPG strategy game with Conquest. Yeah, there's a art game, like, or it's a, I don't even know if it'd consider an art game or even just an art program. More puzzle games. Yeah, Pokken Tournament, which is like an arcade fighting game. Pokemon Go spawned an entire genre of games. Yeah, there's a ton of different. There's we have a gacha. In this one's a different. This one's an action RPG. This is like a. It's like a pseudo sequel to Rumble. Pokemon Sleep. Tower Battle. Facebook. We had Facebook games. Oh yeah, we have the one where you brush your teeth. And then Unite, which is a MOBA. Pokemon Friends. It looks like it's a puzzle game, and then Pokopia, which is like a cozy game. Pokemon dating sim horror game like Doki Doki Literature Club is an interesting concept. I'll give you that. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're missing roguelike. We're missing Metroidvania. What other game genres? I guess visual novel, but we all know Pokemon fans don't read, so maybe not that one. Dude, I might go feral for like an actually decent Pokemon rhythm game. Can you imagine? I don't even know what that would look like. Begin reading actual books again for the first time in years? That's hype. The only time I ever read books is when I'm in my when I'm in like a yaoi phase, and I'll just like download some random word I'm not sure I'm allowed to say on broadcast. Slop. Yeah, but reading fiction's really fun. Sometimes I'll get into a mood where I'll just read webcomics a lot. That's like a that's like a biannual thing though. Also, sometimes I'll get into like a mood where I want to listen to audiobooks. That's like a whole different can of worms. Yeah, reading's fun though. I just like getting into like creative projects, you know. I mean, I make a lot of videos. That's my main creative outlet, but I need to finish rigging my Blender model. I finished my Blender model. I don't even know if I've talked about that on stream, but I finished my Blender model like a while ago. I need to texture it, and I need to finish rigging it and doing weight painting and stuff, which is annoying. And that's the reason why I haven't touched it in like a month. But yeah, I picked up Blender in like 3 days. And I just like put together a full Blender model. And then I went to start rigging it, and I got like part of the way through, and then when I tried like rigging the like bones on the finger, typically like it's supposed to like bend in, but it was like bending like upwards like this. Like all of them were like bending upwards. And it made me very uncomfortable, and I didn't know how to fix it. I tried fixing it, I couldn't get it to work. And so I haven't touched it since, and I need to get back to that. But yeah, like other creative outlets like that, like the trading card game I pick up every once in a while to go build. Even building decks for trading card games is also another fun one. There's just like certain things where, like I love playing video games as much as the next guy slash gal slash they. But like, and I love watching YouTube. I mean, let's go look at, granted, okay, these stats are going to be a little rigged because I do just have YouTube playing while I sleep. Let me go look at my screen time for YouTube real quick. You guys are not going to be proud of me. I'll have you, all of you know. My daily average is 14 hours on my phone. And my most used is YouTube at a daily average of almost 13 hours. You see that? Yeah, so my YouTube's hours are inflated a bit, but I still watch way too much YouTube. And it's always just like good. The reason why I bring any of this up is that it's great to just have an excuse to unplug for a bit and just let go. I know when it's warmer outside, I like to go take a little walk down to like a lake that's like an hour walk from my place. And just go to like chill out on the dock over there and draw a bit. I have my bag right here. Yeah, I don't know. This helped me a bit. I just have a bunch of notebooks. I have like a proper sketchbook. Like look, you can even see like all the concept art for my character and stuff. Bunch of concept art for characters for the card game I was working on. Let's see what's in this one. I believe this one is my more focused. This one's just a book for keeping track of all the like lore and stuff for the card game. This one's more of like a, there's not much in here at the moment, but it's more of like whenever I have like something concrete, check it in that one. And then this one's my more multi-purpose whenever I'm journaling. And this one has all of my video notes and concepts and video ideas and all that jazz. Like all this stuff. It's just, you know, it's just nice to like have a thing that isn't like, because I am guilty of this. I have way too many Google Docs. It's nice to just have something physical to like write stuff in sometimes. Oh, let's go look. I open up Google Docs real quick. Like, I could probably keep scrolling here for forever. I'm not gonna, like, show you this, I'm not gonna show you, like, the names of all of these, but, like, I can scroll for, like, a decent amount of time. I just have 3 trillion Google Docs. Gotta go to sleep now. Bye. Have a good one, Andrew. Lovely hanging out. You know what? I might also head out. TBH. Oh yeah, it is midnight. Thank you everyone for being here for the streak. I hope this stream where we just kind of hung out and chatted a bit was interesting for you. I'll be back on Monday with your regularly scheduled programming. It will be Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at 7 p.m. That's the plan. And hopefully more content, like edited content, coming your way. But yeah, thank you everyone for being here for the streak. Genuinely do appreciate it so much. I have way too much stuff to edit with all of this. Streams aren't going anywhere though. It's just not going to be overworking myself as much. Or at least overworking myself in the same way. Not just making... I'll be more ready to stream. I'll have more stuff to do. Anyways, well, thank you everyone. I'll catch you on Monday. Bye.